what we really want to see here is, especially with this season. Oh, by the way, shout outs to the Rebecca Colors, part of the collaboration with Cyberpunk 2077. And you know, one thing that you want to keep in mind here with Elphelt, with her changes in this season's patch, there needs to be a lot of more connections and trying to open up, especially with Rekka. And because you're going to get opened up by gaps like this here. So we got pandooko doing a really good job in just maintaining this pressure here in the corner for a nice wall shatter and some nice damage.
Yeah, both of these players very much did not pay $60 to block, as you know, counter hits left or right and center. But now, you know, after the wall break, Giovanna is trying to slow down a little bit, but just gets thrown right into the corner. RC for some extra insurance as pandooko takes a very explosive first round.
Yeah, and that's the scary part about Soul. Doesn't get the punish on the failed DP, but we do get it this time around. And this is a huge opportunity for corner carry positioning. Plus we got Choco Bomb as well to follow up, but the grab ender was not gonna land. You are still recovering from your moves in that moment.
Giovanna's finally seeing pandooko's burst, as right now pandooko, with all the offense in the world, big counter hit starter and a Fafnir to end it all. A very explosive game one to start tonight.
Very explosive indeed. I mean, it's Daisuke's vision, right? A lot of damage, a lot of just aggression, offensive pressure. Really well played there. You know, even with some of those DPs kind of like just naturally, instinctively coming in, we saw pandooko really do a good job in just responding, waiting to go ahead and keep up pressure. What I do want to see here from Giovannis, though, is a little bit more patience and a little bit more of commitment to conversions. We're dropping a lot of routes, and we're going for routes that don't necessarily set Elphelt up for success. So let's see if we can get some of that cleaned up as we get into this next match.
Yeah, so something that not just right at the start, but also earlier, is Giovanna's getting a lot of counter hits 6P, but not really doing anything afterwards. You know, I like to really see him use, you know, Charlotte Express right afterwards, just like that. But, you know, this time get the hit. Doesn't matter, as pandooko finds the punish counter, doesn't matter as he gets the burst out of there.
I like the usage of the Gunfang to nullify the shots from Elphelt. Really good matchup knowledge, and also this is gonna get blocked here. Successfully does so. Does have the purple RC to keep it safe, but again, no opportunity to open up, and you have those gaps now in your Rekka, so you have to be mindful that pandooko is gonna press.
Yeah, so this is going to be very much a me high I play Elphelt here. A lot of times Giovanna has been throwing out 2H. We saw pandooko find the 6P afterwards after a while, so I'm really curious if Giovanna is going to start mixing 5H instead of 2H after the 2S that they've been doing a lot.
Alright, the first round going to pandooko. And that is a nice overhead, a great extension. Once more counter hit here again. And we don't get the wall bounce combo, but we get opened up by the reversal grab. Another reversal super. This time it should hit because it was on the 6P.
Yeah, so one of the scary things that I'm really seeing from Giovanna is they're using a lot of 2S as like a media option, as a starter. I want to see them use a lot more close slash. There we go. We have the RC. Don't spend it. Doesn't matter, as the 2S does find a clip.
Great call out on that 2S, like you said. It's been the sort of pride and true to be able to open up, get some damage going. And it seems to have at least help out in this scenario, but the question is, can we continue to use that and take advantage of that jump kick into the throw? We dash up, tried to bait out one, but was hesitating just a little bit. And then the 2S gets reversal supered, and we're going for a hard knockdown after the wall shatters.
Okay, finally does try to find some cute stuff with Pineberry. Gets thrown out of the RC bridle. That is definitely one way to stop it, as pandooko trying to get this early confirmed victory. You know, obviously, we're still in that 5-game run that we saw from our last seeding phase, but you know, this is to try, you know, get as many elo points. We are, after I believe 4 weeks, we are going to be going into our finale where the top 16 rated players will be playing any final bracket for, let me just say, I saw a quick peek of the trophies. they are looking fresher and finer than last year's. I'm gonna say that.
That is amazing to hear. Yeah, a lot of the people who have been working on CFGC have been really making every effort to make it count and really just provide for collegiate students. So it's really nice to see the efforts that they've been putting out through as well. But pandooko definitely pulling out the effort. Tried to frame kill a little bit with the 2K, but was not going to be able to, using that burst to keep the pressure going. And we're even trying to shimmy out here, Critty.
Yeah, I know. A lot of this very basic strike throw gameplay coming from pandooko. Unfortunately, losing the burst exchange doesn't matter as he does have a big life lead. Gets to throw as well, trying to find a meaty gunflame into something else.
Oh no. Walk downstairs in a way. But there's the 2S again, and now gets opened up by the low Rekka, and we're going for another reversal super that's gonna catch. I believe that was another 2S actually, from Giovanna's.
Yeah, pandooko has been noticing a lot of like the simple patterns that Giovanna has been doing with trying to set up like the meaty close slash or the meaty 2S, and just been punishing a lot with both DP and the reversal super. So I really want to see Giovanna's, try and slow down the pace when they do have that offense. Because you see right there, like, it wasn't a counter hit, but I can only assume he's holding down or forward. But a big combo starter into that Tyrant Ray, break that wall. Still looking so fine right now, trying to end it quickly.
Little B&B, go ahead and get that jump in, and then the follow-up air DP to seal the deal in what is right now a 3-0 lead. And like Critty mentioned earlier, we're going to be playing all 5 sets. And the goal here is to ensure that you get enough points so that you can make it to that top 16 finale.
Yeah, so part of the reason why we did have that small break between, our first phase and our second phase is because we are trying to standardize a lot of the Yelow ratings. So some people, they are new to CFGC. This will be their first semester competing, whether it be total or in the game specifically. So as a bit of a fairness to, the ratings overall, everyone is on a standardized rating, but for the second phase, everyone is brought a little bit closer, so, like similarly skilled players are playing with each other to make it a little bit more fair and more fun for everyone, all skill levels.
And there it is again. We finally are able to kind of go for a vortex. Another counter hit from the close slash, but we've been getting those close slashes and not a lot to work with. Just little chips of health here compared to what pandooko's been doing, which is big hits all the time.
Yeah, pandooko is definitely a lot more comfortable with their combo writing, as well as just, I will DP until you block it, and even then I will keep on DPing. Giovanna has just been, unfortunately, not able to bait it out properly and get a full conversion. The best way to phrase it is that Giovanna's, does punish the DPs here and there, blocks it. It doesn't matter when the reward they're getting off of it is not as high compared to whenever pandooko gets their own opening.
Exactly, and that's the big key here, right? If you want to make these comebacks happen, if you want to help even out the score. But the backdash should be able to avoid the super, and we're going to get the far slash as well to go ahead and punish a little bit. But those are big hits that you're going to need to make here. If not, they're all just paper cuts at this point.
Yeah, and you can see Giovanna's throwing out a lot of backdashes, very much showing that they are scared of that DP, but, respecting it a little bit too much. Doesn't matter, as they're going to try and do some cute stuff with the Rekkas. Finding that burst, though. Oh my god!
When in doubt, DP it out, as we like to say.
Absolutely. And again, I'm really liking Giovanna's adaptation. Yes, I think the backdashes are very excessive, but it very much shows the idea of, I really don't want to get clipped by it, so I'm just going to get way the hell out of the way. It's just, you need to find that balance of asserting your, positioning, while also being able to respect those, very crazy wake-up options. Because once Giovanna does find that balance, it'll be a lot easier for them to capitalize a lot more on those poor DP attempts.
Exactly, yeah. And right now, this is technically the last game, so one chance here for Giovanna's to be able to get at least a point on the board and help themselves out, but it's gonna be tough. We are seeing some of these shots though hit a little bit more. We're getting opened up by 2K2D. And we also avoided too, but we then with the purple RC grab in return. And here's a reversal super from the side of Giovanna's.
Yeah, you're seeing them again. A lot of the backdash spam just to avoid the DP scenario. Does burst out of the conversion, but trying to find their way in. Does get the Rekka starter, and again backdash, but again too far away to get a clean counter on the DP.
That's a burst used here from pandooko. This is a big hit, but not gonna get the full extension, and there's the far slash that's gonna land. Giovanna is taking that first round a lot better than before, even though still those paper cuts, still being able to maintain that level of pressure.
Absolutely, and does find a close slash on the DP. I just want to say, I really want to see a lot more 5Hs out of both the close slash and the far slash, but hey, super to beat out that meaty close slash is going to keep Giovanna's way ahead in the lead right now.
No punish this time around because of how close the distance was. And that's another landing. No counter hit, but we got the opening on the low Rekka. So it's another one hit chip out, and there it is. With Giovanna being put on the board, and
characters that will just kind of be good on paper, and if Ramlethal is bad, that means that like she has been gutted to her actual core, which, you know, as much as I dislike the character, if Ram gets gutted that much, I would honestly be a little bit upset, because the idea of, you know, very big normals, big lockdown ideas with explosive swords as well as rock. Okay, well, rock, you know, we'll say we'll have our feelings about that, but like the exploding swords, like that's kind of like a very integral part of her identity in this game. So like, you know, you remove that, you remove like a key tenet, and I feel like that will just be upsetting. That being said, let's talk about lenustik and Alisto right now for our second set tonight.
Alright, so that is a gold burst that has been blocked. Right now we are getting opened up by the Ram lows. Trying to dash right in. Now the thing here with Slayer, Mappa helps out to obviously close distance, but it also leaves you vulnerable. So we're seeing here this opportunity for Alisto to just keep applying pressure, and there's no reversal to really worry about it except for a super here and there. But there's a 2K, and we get on the other side plus an overhead, and this is where we're starting to play Slayer. Yep, there we go.
Yep, big pile bunker into the charge dust. That is going to be a very easy follow-up. And one of the things that, you know, we're going to be seeing, as we can see already, the moment we get an opener, we are taking a mile and then some more. Like, both of these players, like, are very much understanding both the block strings and the combo routing of their characters. So, a lot of it is just going to be, how do I avoid being opened up?
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing here from lenustik. A lot of, like, okay, I'm getting the startup here. We're using that 2K to really open you up. That deflect shield just got counter hit. And it was bye-bye Ramlethal, hello Slayer.
Yeah, absolutely. lenustik's pace is just kind of very erratic, but like in like the best way possible. It's very hard for Alisto to just kind of understand, you know, the tempo of when lenustik is trying to get their openings, whether it be that close slash, whether it is that 2S, maybe even the 2D as well. A lot of their timing is just really immaculate right now.
Most definitely. Again, loving what I'm seeing from that, using 2K to open up. That's honestly the ideal way you want to be doing with Slayer. We went for a 6P round start, which is not a bad idea considering that sometimes, again, you want Rams love to backdash and then use those big buttons.
Okay, Alisto just finding one touch in the corner, easily going to convert that into the wall break, as well as a heavy knockdown. So again, back into the corner you go. Got to play this silly game once again. And Alisto is just not stopping anytime soon.
It's opened up by the Rekka using the Drift RC down, but unfortunate on the drop in the routing. We do have Burst still available, but there's a Bloodsucking Universe, and now it's no longer active.
Coming with the 2D doesn't pick up after the 2P starter, so yeah, RC for RC, and the trade going into Alisto's favor.
Another start with the 5K to Trying to see what exactly are some of the buttons that Alisto is trying to pull out. But a huge slam here. This is going to be big again. Trying to go for the low and went followed up with the 2D. Guard is broken and YRC has been implemented, but Pile Bunker in response plus a Super Mappa.
Yeah, just going for the raw Pile Bunker, getting that immediate wall stick, so maximizing the damage. Unfortunately, Alisto puts lenustik into the corner, does get the burst out, but still very scary situation for them.
So, yeah, this is where it can get dicey. We're getting opened up a lot by Ramlethal's lows, and then now we have this full-on wall break. Doesn't go for a hard knockdown, but we're gonna go straight for Super Mappa and also bait out the gold burst. Was not expecting to actually hit that, but great recovery.
Yeah, with Alisto actually being in the middle of that air dash off the RC, gave lenustik a lot of an easier time to try and figure out, you know, what is going to be Alisto's landing response. And with that gold burst, it's made it a lot easier for lenustik to just punish the landing.
Right, Rock has been thrown out. That's a close slash. Big opportunity. Again, that overhead whiffs, but you can still just go for Pile Bunker right after. And again, pressure. YRC goes out, and that's a burst used to avoid having to deal with sword pressure.
No matter as Alisto still throws, gets lenustik into the corner, overhead coming in hot. Doesn't have meter yet, but with a counter hit starter, get the early wall break, but misses the super. Uh-oh.
Do we believe? That's the scary part about this, but yep, there's the far slash, able to take off that little chunk of damage and take it home for Alisto to be on the board tied 1-1.
Yeah, very scrambly right at the end, and honestly, I feel the same way. I would just kind of be like, alrighty, I missed my super, or both in last touch scenario. Something's just gotta hit, and I'm gonna pray to God, you know, big sword, big button, and that's gonna be good enough for me. But to be fair, they also had meter on the backboard, so you know, a lot of safety nets they had in place just in case.
Ooh, that was a 2K that whiffed just completely, but still the burst is on the side of lenustik, who has used it, and it's still Alisto who just is keeping onto it. Now goes for the super reversal. Actually went for baited, beating out of the burst, and was not gonna get it this time around, but we're still keeping Alisto in the corner here.
Ooh, unfortunately, Pile Bunker being a little bit too shy for the conversion, so Alisto fighting their way back, does not land the overhead, but still, sword pressure very much huge right now. Good defense and a better 2H, oh my goodness.
The go burst landing, that's a throw tech. We should have access to that first bar already, and we're gonna use it to keep it going. This should be killable. No, we dropped the routes. Unfortunate. Got grabbed towards the end.
Yeah, I think they tried to not go for the 5k extension, just in case scaling was going to, you know, mess up the damage values, but still very unfortunate all the way through. Doesn't matter as Alisto is still going in pretty hard.
And the close slash actually getting nullified by the blue RC. And now we're just trying to play some defense as we start getting chipped away. There's the sword pressure.
This time we do get that super inputted nice and cleanly. Just one more clean touch will put Alisto into a round 3 scenario, and there's the overhead.
Very nicely done here from Alisto. So what I like about this match here, Critty, is just that it's been back and forth, right? Like, both of them are trying to adapt to each other, and that's just like the beauty of how these matches have been set up. It's like constantly testing each other to see, like, okay, you know, you're doing this, we're playing this type of matchup, but how are you responding to what I'm throwing out, and then vice versa.
Absolutely. Oh my god, so many different map launches. lenustik just saying, alright, I will be going into your face. You will have to respect me. And all of a sudden, that nice lead Alisto had just gone in an instant.
We'll have that lead again with the wall bounce. I find it so interesting that we're just going for those slams in this, and just this in these scenarios here. But with Chip, yep, there we go.
Yeah, it's a really rough position because, you know, when Ram doesn't have any swords, really one of the best, like, I'm going to throw a hitbox in your face is just that leaping overhead. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, alright, it's not a matter of if she's gonna pull the trigger, it's a matter of when. And Alisto just kind of throwing out all the options and immediately going for the overhead is just like, you know, that's the big mental stack, that's the big, I will throw everything in the sink, including the sink itself, something will hit.
Love the backdash and then going for a Mappa hunt. But is the question here, okay, 2P, but still nothing to get off out of.
Yeah, Alisto definitely being really slow in this early phase. Oh, unfortunately gets OTG after the windshield wiper, but doesn't matter, does find the wall break combo anyways. Alisto looking really good for this first round.
Okay, that's the first forced burst here from Alisto, but what an air grab there and the slam to get the OTG. Alisto, you got some big brains right here coming out.
Definitely waking up. Just finding that right timing, but oh no, big block. Combo wasn't that painful, but still, Alisto not too upset. What a mash.
Reflect shield in play. That actually helped to open up, so very nice. Now the question comes down to, can we keep it up? Blue RC, there's the close slash, but no, the pickup gets dropped, but we still keep working on it.
Respected short. Wow, completely respecting the sword explosion and just calling out Alisto's delay timing with that 2P, giving lenustik a chance at tying up this set 2-2.
That 2K is been coming clutch every single time. What a move to work with! The overhead actually catching Alisto after the deflect shield went through. Blue RC and then a Mappa to go ahead and follow up after the recovery.
Alisto getting this big combo, but immediately finding the burst and just banning it right away. lenustik trying to find their one chance. YRC to get out of the scenario. It should be an easy wall break. No!
No wall break just yet, but we have that YRC. But this could be the final chance to try to make something happen here. The 2S!
Dude,
and the
what?
overhead, deflect shield, and it's
no way!
Double KO!
Oh my god. Another round for game 4. Are you kidding me right now?
Is that the first draw of CFGC, like, ever?
I think so! Like...
That's for the TikTok.
Yeah.
That's for the YouTube shorts, the TikToks, and all the Twitch clips. Someone clip that right there.
Yep, we know what the highlight is, and lenustik said, alright, I got a second chance at life. Let me make sure that I do not go down right now. Tying this set, going to a true Game 5 scenario as we are used to in our double elimination brackets. lenustik, oh, I know that man is locked in right now, because let me just say, the beating on that extra round, phenomenal. Like, that was almost a perfect there.
And what's so good to see is both players are at 2-2, so we're in game number 4, or we were in game number 4. This is the last game to try to have a one-up on the other, so it has been getting spicy.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's a lot of it is trying to find that opening, both in the corner, but also mostly in the mid-screen, because a lot of like their mid-screen conversions haven't been as explosive compared to the corner, which, you know, very much makes sense, but a lot of it is just neutral wins versus big combo conversions. The moment that someone actually lands that first hit in the corner, you know, big damage, a lot of the standard routes that you would expect from these characters. But wow, a lot of just small pokes here and there. Big counter hit starter, yeah, spend that meter, make sure we get the kill. lenustik on set point right now.
I love that we're also using 2P to open up, right? Especially to try to challenge. That's like Slayer's fastest button. and we're using that as a way to stop Ramlethal from her pressure, especially in the corner. It's a risk because, again, depending on what button Ram's throwing out, you do end up with a counter hit, but every single time lenustik just been able to do so and get out of that corner. So that, yeah, the bread and butter of Potemkin, not one of my favorite characters personally, but we'll see how it goes against Ram here on Lemon's side.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the small notes right here. It looks like both Caniac and Lemon actually go to the same college at Wayne State. So this is going to be very interesting to see, you know, at what point is this not the player matchup, or is this not the character matchup versus it is just the player matchup. Because when you play someone that you know for a while, you might see some weird options that only they know would work in that scenario.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to be going here. There is a whiffed grab mid-screen side, but we have Hammerfall to follow up with, but no landing. This is big counter hits, but we're not seeing the follow-ups from Lemon. And there was a white YRC and pressure here, but the Pop Buster gets avoided. We narrowly avoid it.
Caniac definitely trying to be a little bit cheeky coming in with the Hammerfall breaks. Does catch Lemon though. Big block. And we do get that Kara Buster. Easy kill for the first round of this set.
Interesting choice not to purple RC. Oh my god! We're just gonna start off Pop Buster. Going for it again, but this time getting gold bursted by Lemon.
Yeah, production sent me a really funny message. Apparently these guys have 5K on the line for this set. I don't know where they got that money, but you know what? Double Pot Buster in the round start, that makes sense for our money match to have a 5.
5? You know what? Let me go ahead and get some of that. I would love some of that.
Yeah, let me get some insurance. Let me get the appearance fee from that money match. I'm just saying.
The appearance fee, that's good. That was a good one. Yeah, give us a little bit of, give us an appearance fee and a vocal fee. Okay.
There you go.
We got you. We got you. And give a little something to like production for production fees and
exactly.
And bracket runners for some bracket fees. You know, help your community out.
There you go. Well, right now, Caniac feeling really hot with that first round. I seriously thought he was gonna go for another Pot Buster, but oh my god, Flying Fortress trying to come in, keep Lemon in the corner, but a big gold burst doesn't matter. And there it is.
Caniac is like, let me get some of that tuition for next semester. Let me make sure I'm secured for my classes. I gotta register them for January classes. Let me make sure we're Gucci.
I just want to say, Caniac literally just tick throwed Lemon, but instead of using normal throw like a normal person, just hit him with the Pot Buster. So much damage on Lemon's face right now. Does catch the backdash. Oh no! Wrap it up.
He's already dead. Caniac, he's already dead. Why you gotta do him like that? He's dead.
Look, these guys are putting a ban for each game, and right now, I think Caniac is about to be $5,000 richer. That's all I'm seeing right now.
Imagine, yo, you are playing $1,000 for each set. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, I think I know who's about to be rich tonight.
Is it the one that is just cashing out on all the Potemkin busters?
Look, man, like, he is the bank, he is the teller, and he is the security guard right outside of the vault. He is making sure he is getting all of his money's worth, and then some more. I swear to God, if Caniac starts finding the flow of Lemon and just starts flicking that sword back, I am going to scream. Because I like I said, these guys know each other, obviously. Same college, same everything. A lot of pre-match trash talk. So the moment that I see Caniac doing some, like, level 8 flow read, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my goodness, Caniac is feeling the pressure. Wants to get that Pot Buster, but has not been able to land it this round just yet.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're trying to force themselves into a situation where they can get that Pot Buster, unfortunately, does get the guard crush, so gonna have to respect it a little bit more, but does not FD the Sword Explosion. So Lemon finally showing some life in their blood as they are able to get the first round of this set.
Yeah, no counter hits here after hitting the armor. Just been non-stop. There's a flick.
But yeah, I think Caniac right now is kind of doing a lot of Hammerfall breaks, and that's kind of what's killing them right now. So obviously, oh no, 6k starter, big damage. No, oh my, never mind. It was a reset. It was a reset for the Buster.
That's what we call the American reset. Fully
Right.
believe.
Absolutely, but Lemon, again, what I was saying with Ramlethal for the last game, the moment they find their opener in the corner, easy wall break conversion, and Lemon getting clipped by the armored Hammerfall. No break this time as Caniac forces a round 3 situation.
Slightest of 2Ks from Lemon. Still in a pretty good position. Just needs to close out this game. And take it
But right
home.
now, Lemon just kind of doing the standard Ramlethal procedures. Good Hammerfall break is unable to block the burst, but still stuck in the corner right now.
Hey, blue RC follow-up gets blocked. That's a burst. Ooh. Big counter here for Lemon. And we're gonna go into Mortobato.
Potemkin has high guts though, so one more interaction to stay alive, and unfortunately, tap dust into the RC is going to secure Lemon the round, so no 3-0 sweep for that guaranteed win. Caniac gonna still have to work extra for all these extra elo points.
Yes, indeed. And that was game number 3. Hopping right back into game number 4 to see if Caniac... So I feel like Caniac's issue a lot there was just the fact that we were so hungry for Pot Buster, especially in that first round. No, very seriously. Like
No, I agree 100%. Because you see, I think part of it is like they started kind of losing confidence in themselves with how they were using Hammerfall, both for like the actual attack and the break itself. So I think he kind of needs to just temper himself a little bit more with those moves, trying to condition Lemon a little bit more so he can start playing with those Hammerfall mix-ups a little bit more.
Yeah, it seemed like Lemon had gotten the rhythm, but we'll see if Caniac has the rhythm this time around. We're gonna go through the Hammerfall and Garuda to seal the deal.
Yeah, clean hit, no guard crush mix afterwards, just a clean touch. Caniac does armor through, no pot buster surprisingly after Garuda.
Lemon is opening up. We got a throw. Tries to go for the instant overhead, but we also got a throw from Caniac's side. And the slightest of waiting, even though we woke up with the Mortobato.
Okay, there we go. Uses that armor, but no special cancel! No RC either! Alrighty, Caniac. Just finish the round cleanly. Don't try and be funny about it.
Both players actually need to be as clean as possible. One hit for Lemon and another hit for Caniac to burst on the line. You don't want to spend it here. Both players should not, but there's the throw and as the back one. And Caniac up 4-1 at the moment.
Nope. 3-1 just for that guaranteed win, so we still got an extra game to play with.
3-1.
Yeah. But still, that being said, a lot of it is, you know, Caniac you kind of saw a lot of fear towards the end of it. And I get it, you know, Ramlethal in corner, very scary, I get it. Potemkin frame data, not the greatest, but you saw a lot of Lemon just trying to be cheeky with a lot of shimmies at the end, so, you know, I still like how Caniac just kind of stayed chill, found that, you know, throw just to secure the round, but, unfortunate Hammerfall break not going in Caniac's favor, as Lemon just putting them right into the corner.
Yeah, this has been a strong round start for Lemon, but we've seen Caniac come back from impossible before, but Purple RC keeps a lot of these mistakes very much safe.
There we go, just going for the rocket immediately, get some extra distance. But right now, trying to find an opening as Lemon. I like the idea, just run up, because, you know, they showed off run up throw, but Potemkin Buster the great equalizer doesn't finish off with RC into the heat knuckle. So one more touch is what Caniac is gonna need, as Lemon should be getting this easy wall break. Uh-oh.
YRC is the get off B tool, but we're in the corner, so it doesn't get full pushback like we were hoping for.
No 50-60 Caniac, so still gonna have to eat all this mix, but the overhead is going to find its mark as Lemon trying to win this final game.
Guard is broken, and we have the jump in. Gorilla goes out, wild assault, and this is just guard broken pressure right here.
No RC off the Hammerfall. That is bold, but Lemon, without a punish of his own, trying to just, you know, keep this honest. R slash started off. Oh! That could have been nasty, but that buster is even nastier.
You know, sometimes it happens.
Yep.
We need to course correct.
The flick to defend the explosion! You're insane!
Where are the tears, Critty? You promised me tears.
They're coming up, I promise. They're forming right now, because Lord have mercy! That is an amazing call out.
Try to avoid the diagonal swords. There's Hammerfall again. Pop Buster! We also have a full bar.
Yep,
and we're going for the
going.
Heavenly Pop Buster too!
So that is gonna be a 4-1 victory. Caniac not being Richard Yelow. My man has
been able to be consistent with her dash cancels, and they've just buffed them. Because she needs it, right? Like we were talking about it earlier. When you're playing in a dishonest game like Strive, you can't play honest, and a lot of her changes came from that method as well. But it looks like we have potentially. Okay, there we go. We got it. Controllers are working.
All right, this is gonna be it. So yeah, so kind of like what I was saying, a lot of it is this. Axel is going to be using his normal, trying to shut off certain locations of the screen. So a lot of it is going to be on Yellow's, on Giovanna's side, to just kind of figure out the pace, figure out what buttons Runt is going to be pressing out, and then just respond accordingly. Because like the best way to describe getting in against Axel is, it is just RPS. Specific buttons have specific answers, but hey, nice corner conversion, not enough for the kill, but still, Yelow in a bad position right now.
Agreed, and hopefully this position can be a little bit better. We're able to get in. This is going to be a wall shatter that we're also going to have super to make the hard knockdown work. And because Axel's such a glass cannon, there's a lot of health that needs to be picked up. This is also, by the way, no pixel of health. The throw tech, you could have just let it go. But there we have it.
Yeah, probably forgot to FD right at the end because, you know, Yelow was on the pixel of health. Kind of needed that extra meter, but still, like I said, a lot of it is just kind of the shutdown. So, you know, if we get the internet fixed, Arxis, please. Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, with players going into, and you know, maybe some of them are a bit new, you definitely want to use stages that are not like this one because they are a little bit laggy. So trying to go for like 7 circles. I call it the 7 circles of hell, but it might it's more than likely not what that's called.
it's close enough, you know.
It's because I'm reading a book, Critty, that is about like that has a group called the 7 Circles of Hell, and it's a long story. But here,
oh my god,
time free, and bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, I was about to say, so whenever you actually activate one vision, you kind of have to be careful that they don't pop bursts a little bit too early. And you can actually tell because if you try to hit them in one vision, if your hitbox does not connect, that means their burst is primed and ready to go. So thankfully, you know, on Runt's side, you know, burst wasn't active quite yet, but unfortunately missing the burst bait. Okay, what are they going for? Going for the classic combo of using Renton out of 6k instead of, you know, a couple of new buffs to 6k to allow him to convert into command grab, but still, Yelow trying to get around his obstacle course, does get hit by the snail, unfortunately. Okay, hold on.
Alright, hold up. Even though we did hit that, we're not on 2x KO where we can go ahead and go full screen super. Let's talk a little bit about that, Runt, okay?
Yeah.
But we got it perfect regardless for it. That's gonna be a 1-0 at the moment for Runt and Yelow.
Yeah. And like I said, this is not a bad matchup for Axel. It's just weird, but honestly, I could say that about a lot of matchups in this game. Because like I said, Axel, yes, he is a zoner, but I think of him as less zoning and more just turning certain parts of the stage off. Like, the best way I can describe it is like if you're playing Smash Bros, and you're on Battlefield, you are just saying, this platform, you are not allowed to touch it. And that is what Axel does in a nutshell.
A little bit more aggressive approach here from Yellow's side. I love that we're seeing more throws. And we're also seeing some more of those charge dashes.
Yeah. Using the drill kick really cute because, you know, it is checking if Runt knows that you can just XP it. And if not, you know, that's just 3+ frames on Yellow's side.
Yep, and there's a command grab. Tornado goes out, plus the low, and another command grab. Time, we didn't even need it. We just wanted to be stylish.
Yeah, definitely could have just popped it just for the security, but you know what? Yelow had no health, might as well just save the burst, so I get it coming out from both players.
Ooh, very nice tap dust.
Yeah, just to call out the wake up option, why the hell not, but Yelow dashing right into the 5P, so Runt in his perfect zoning spot. Just throwing out a lot of runts and explosions. So, go on. Okay, so one of the things I was gonna say is that I'm very shocked that Runt, watch the burst. Anyway, so what I was gonna say is that I'm surprised that whenever Runt just, you know, throws out a bunch of like the Rensen explosions and they keep on getting blocked, I'm kind of shocked that he's not just doing Rensen and then no follow-up whatsoever. Because, like, that is a great way of checking to see how are people going to autopilot after that specific move. Because, you know, if they try and go for an immediate air dash after Rensen, you know, you do have that up follow-up to drag them back in, set up an OTG, and then do whatever shenanigans you want to do. But at the same time, if they just try and hold it, you know, that's when you start, you know, mixing in the other options of, do I just want to do empty Rensen, go to the down follow-up, or throw in that command grab?
And one thing I also wanted to mention too, following up on what you had said here, is that we're really seeing kind of like Runt trying to experiment on some of the aggression approach, but then fully goes back to like, okay, let me just stay back here. Like, there's no point trying to keep overextending if I'm so low at risk.
Right. And I get it. Like, if it works, you know, just keep on doing it. Just like reacting to the flip kick with a wake up super. Again, setting up the wall with it. Tornado Blight, unfortunately, Clash Cancel not going in Runt's favor as Yelow trying to get this wall break. Yes, he does. Hello?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the enhanced drill kick spent too much time. Doesn't matter as Runt coming in, trying to finish the job real quick.
Oh, it got interrupted by the tornado. And you know, with that super in particular, it gets a little bit dicey because you have the right angle, but that tornado was fully charged.
Yeah, not to mention, that is not an invincible super. You can clash with it, or you can just outright beat it too. So you gotta be really careful at what angle you approach when you're coming in against Axel.
Okay, wall has been shattered. This is also a hard knockdown, so easy jump in. That is a force burst, and again, every single time we're back into this full screen situation, scenario, Yelow struggles to regain that composure.
So very interesting, not going for the one vision, but just going for a second command grab just in style. And I think that's actually really interesting that he is throwing out the command grab at such a close range. Because obviously, you know, he sends it has to travel the full screen before coming back, and that hitbox is starting all the way back. So by, you know, going for this really risky option at that range, it does just kind of confuse Yelow as to, okay, he threw something out that might be Rensen. But, you know, if you want to know a fun fact on if you want to tell the difference, If you see a green flash, that's Renson. If you throw something out and there's no colors, that's command grab, and your feet need to be off the ground yesterday.
Once again, full screen range here. Yelow having to regain that spacing. Thankfully, there, you know, some of the defense on Yelow side has been just impeccable, but you have to just keep that consistency. If not, you're just gonna get stuck and pretty much full screened out. These command grabs have been tried and true. We're gonna keep it going. Doesn't get the full damage, but we even use a gold burst like this when we were such a lead in the health game.
Yeah, no, that is Runt very much feeling himself, because he knows now he has a full stock of meter. He can just kind of do whatever he wants, but Yelow, unfortunately, messing up the throw RC conversion. No 6P on the drill kick, though, surprisingly.
Oof, the trade combo is in the favor of Runt. But like you mentioned, full confidence is full force.
Does find the IAB off of the flip kick, and now gonna lock off the ground with that tornado.
Ooh,
Yes!
has been blocked!
Yeah, swaps out after the Renson up follow-up. But doesn't quite reach after the snail. Unfortunate for Yelow. Gonna have to hold this mix once again. Meter in the back pocket, but doesn't matter as Runt finds another perfect in this set.
It is non-stop for Runt to go ahead and just keeps the momentum going. It's hard, right? Like I understand the position that Yelow has been put in, where you have the opportunities, you create them, you just cannot get through, or rather you lose them and then you can't get that back, and it's just non-stop. So you know, props to Runt and also to Yelow too, just trying to maintain some form of like, okay, let me get in. Oh,
yeah, trying to find. There we go. But yeah, Yelow again. So what I was saying earlier about that drill kick, it is free plus frame. You can 6P it, but Runt has not been doing that at all. So Yelow is very much abusing that fact. Yeah, gonna do that late burst. So you know, does get the free Renson game, but good high jump over the Whistling Wind gets that dive kick for Yellow's round.
Yelow trying to maintain offensive, gets the jumpy, very nice, keeps that corner and stabilizes the combo, and we're going straight into this overdrive.
Yeah, I like when they did have their back to the corner, they used that flip kick to reset the situation, but now Runt is fighting back. Again, here comes a bunch of the delayed Renson explosions. I gotta be a little bit careful on when to jump Renson at full range, but does get the meaty command grab. No one-time vision though, as Runt is gonna try and win an all raw now.
We cashed out so much on those Roman cancels because everybody was trying to be like, let me be safe here, let me do this here, let me try to advance here, but nothing was gonna get opened up.
Does find a 2S as Yelow just kind of jumping all over Runt's face, so final round, Yellow's last chance to get a game onto the set.
Back to the full screen.
Nice fight.
There's the command grab. It feels like Runt knows just every single time, okay, let me go for command grab because now I've conditioned Yelow to go ahead and block.
Yeah, and I will say, Runt's timing is so weird after the Renson explosions, and I love that for him. Yelow finding that dive kick super, but still, you have to deal with I was about to say max meter axle, but you know, it is such a big hit to Naga's pressure. That being said, Flair doesn't care, cause like also, thank you, Ruthenium, for rocking the David color on Soul Bad Guy.
Oh my gosh,
god, that looks so clean.
That is a clean. You know what? That's a very clean color there for Soul.
But a lot of this basic tick pressure into the throw. Does find a wild throw. and the corner steal as well, so this should be a very easy kill. RutheniumFox starting off this set in a very hot fashion.
Okay. And the 2S starter from Fox already setting good tone into the momentum that we're about to see. We did try to go for a grab, but the backdash in the corner, Flare was just ready for it. Now that's a wall shatter.
I will say, Flare's reactions are phenomenal. Like, this dude kind of cracked at the game a little bit. Does just let all 3 hits of the slash wreck a rip. Trying to check for a burst as well, but coming into RutheniumFox's face, gonna have to spend that burst. I understand.
Oh, the tap dust, that's an opener. And Fox with the first game on their side.
Absolutely, yeah. Very explosive, just, you know, does not want Nago to get started at all, whether it be, you know, popping that blood or, you know, just swinging the big sword. So it is going to be up on the soul side just to try and get into Nago's face, but man, Nago on defense is such a miserable thing to be a part of. Obviously, no invincible reversal without having to spend meter, but also, you know, Soul's frame data on average just going to be faster than what Nago has to offer.
Duel 1.
I agree with you there as well. But there we go. We have the B-Blade, but TP in response.
Yup.
Ooh,
And there we go.
Universe.
Yeah, Flare is going to be looking for that 6k a lot, because Flare is one of, like, the purest forms of a heart player I have ever seen in my life. Good throw tech, does find the 5k. Checking the burst again. Like I said, heart player through and through. Trying to find another burst that RutheniumFox does not give him. They're gonna try and be really cute. Oh my god. Okay, I was about to say.
A little bit scary there, a little bit scary. But no, what I'm seeing here from Flare is that we're starting to see a lot more like, okay, I'm gonna commit to these options rather than trying to be scared of them. You know, if you're gonna DP, just DP. Or if you're gonna, you know, try to go for a blood-sucking universe, you know, do your backdashes, do whatever, but I'm gonna need to do what I need to do.
Absolutely. Wow, very bold poke with that 5k on Flare's side. Unfortunately, does not avoid the 2k with the backdash, so that is going to be a quick combo for Ruthenium going into our 3rd round of this game. And I will say, yeah, I will say, I like the fact that Flare on that round start opting to go for a backdash into the Fukio instead of going for a very offensive start. But right now, RutheniumFox is going super hard in the corner. No meter, so no hard knockdowns. And Flare, full stock of resources. While the start is one way to start it off, though.
Right here, Fox getting the wall shatter. We are looking at bar already being used. That's a burst force from Flare, but we pick it up thanks to the B-Blade and the tap dust for the wall shatter. Still, level 3 in effect here for the blood. Just now going down.
Yup, but just run up throw to get the kill, and RutheniumFox looking really good. 2-0 right now. That being said, Flare has been putting a lot of fight right now, and I'm really liking the adaptations that's coming out from them. A lot of, especially into the round start.
Very good stuff. That's gonna keep that momentum here for Fox that, again, just wants to keep that going. The name of the game, folks, is points at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And, yeah, Flare kind of looking rough as far as the Yelow war is going. Gonna have to fight a lot harder to, you know, maintain their position or even make it better. Right now, like the back that's coming up for Ruthenium, does steal Flare's burst and takes the corner as well.
Oh, this is a big damaging combo. My goodness, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, and opting to save the meter instead. That's one stock gone. Should be another easy kill, but just keeping it safe with that PRC. Make sure that combo is stable and ensures the kill.
Voids having to deal with the sword, but then gets the low hit. The swift grab as a wake-up option. Flair was reading like a book, but again, we are not stopping.
Yeah, and quick round for a quick round. Flair, like I said, slowly understanding Ruthenium's pace, but will he figure out enough to at least keep himself alive and giving himself a winning potential?
I love that Flair avoided having to deal with DP like 3 or 4 times just with some of those buttons that recover quickly.
Yeah, but oh, opting to end at right when Heavy Volcanic Viper ripped and a wild throw into RC. A second bar is being spent as Ruthenium does get himself the guaranteed victory at 3-0 into the point right now.
Using all of that to cash out and close the deal. And we're going to see it, like you mentioned, Fox, on that 3-0 run at the moment. I'm curious if Flair's going to try to switch from Nago and maybe to something different. But no, we're going to actually see the Nago still.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, Flair is a Nago lover through the end. Doesn't matter, you know, even if his back is against the wall, down like this, gonna stick with the Nago. And again, a lot of it is just kind of, you know, a lot of soul reads, but Ruthenium has been just getting better at just recognizing what Flair really wants.
And again, these round starts tend to be in the favor of Flair, but it's just been Fox who's been getting some of these like wild throws plus regular throws. And then of course these counter hits that just lead into so much damage that when you're not
I'm sorry?
not. But okay.
That route? Okay! I didn't know that worked that way. My fault, goat.
That route's gonna keep definitely on our minds, but this one also just supplying the damage. Like, my goodness, a gold burst to make this effort happen, but not even the slightest jab, but no RC to connect it with. Still pressure going as Flair just tries to struggle on the lifeline, but cannot clean up.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say that big damage, that was Nago with 0 blood, aka max guts Nago. So the fact he took that much damage, crazy. But again, the second part is that, again, you kind of, like I was saying, like a bunch of like the heart feelings that Flair is. When he kind of got that RC and then missed, I believe he wanted to go for a 2H rather than 2S. It just felt like that they were really defeated in the moment, and Ruthenium just kind of steamrolled them afterwards.
Ooh, what a duck.
Yeah, really unfortunate with on 2H, but Flair does find the hit. It's a matter of can he secure the round.
Alright, Flair getting that first round. Establishing some more control, but gets tumbled down from the trade.
No 2H, but again, landing with the Bandit Bringer and immediately going to the DP is crazy work coming over Ruthenium. But honestly, like, Flair hasn't been respecting it too much, honestly.
Red RC to keep pressure going. But what a hit, and it bounced too. So this should be it after the OTG from this round. So now we have final game, final round between these two to see how it will end. Will Flair be able to get that point that they're so desperately needing, or will Fox continue to just dominate on a 5-0 run?
That first conversion was really good for Flair because no burst was on Ruthenium's side, but does find a burst fate finally. It doesn't matter if it's in the beginning. I will find one at the end and make sure I take it to the bank.
In this instance, Waffle, again, I cannot stress how I remember seeing Waffle's May, and it was like, you don't even need RCs sometimes to like open up. And also same thing with TyDe, right? Like really strong Anji player, that I got to see when I first commentated for, I think it was actually like week 1 if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be fun matches all around, but let's see how they handle each other's characters.
And just rocking the Fujin at round start is a bold choice. Definitely setting the tone of this match right now. As he does find the punish off of the Dolphin attack. But here we go. May going Burr, as our production man said, does eliminate TyDe's burst on as a factor. Trying to find Waffle's burst this time.
Trying to keep it jailed as much as possible. Great 6B with the Fujin follow-up. Nagoriyuki follows up, and then the tap dust, because you never expect it.
No one expects tap dust after all the Fujin that Anji is throwing at your face. So now TyDe does find a spin, not going for a fish, but instead just keeping the pressure up. Gonna spend the burst on Waffle's side as he's trying to fight back.
Okay. Not getting any of the backdashing that's happening after Totsugeki, but we have these 2 S's that are landing, and that is important. Nagoriyuki going straight into the Isaogu side, and we're gonna get the wall break with a hard knockdown.
Yeah, absolutely, and May only has her super as a reversal. Doesn't matter, as we just throw Waffle out. Get rid of this first game. Give me my point right away, sir.
So a lot of people will say, oh, I struggle against May. You know, I'm having a tough time dealing with like her Kara Dolphin cancels and whatnot. What I really want to highlight here, and what I really enjoy here from TyDe, is the fact that, again, you're keeping Waffles in check with that 2S, because it has a really nice hitbox that just reaches that far, and it also low profiles in a way where the startup gets like kind of stubbed when you have Waffles trying to do a move.
Right. Taking the time to let the intro rock showing it. Yeah, I got a different color. I'm gonna show you the rainbows of this character, TyDe. Let's see how his round starts is gonna change, because very aggressive. Haven't seen the round start spin, instead just going for a walk back this time.
Nice 2P. Again, one move that has been buffed has been 2P. That's been a normal that has always been Anji's fastest normal, but now it really sets the tone.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a big corner combo. It's gonna let him fall down for the butterfly pressure. It does have to burn that YRC though.
This is a jump back Rin. Does whip. Backdashes away. 2S again. And a very beautiful ender with the close slash. Again, that 2S is key. You're playing against TyDe. You want to understand that that's going to be the move to go to, especially when you're dealing with May and her moves.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that like the hitbox is just high enough that it can do a okay job at contesting Dolphin, I believe. But oh no.
That 6H got stubbed, and you're gonna pay dearly for it. Summon the whale.
Yeah, the great equalizer. May counter hit, just stealing your life bar, and gets the tap dust. Does steal TyDe's bar or burst, thankfully. Doesn't confirm the kill with meter though.
These dash blocks, catching even Waffles off guard. Gets hit by Butterfly. We're not gonna burst here. We even tried to bait the second time, but we're really trying to hold on to it because we fully believe. But not enough.
No burst, surprisingly, after the Fujin touch. I wonder if Waffle forgot what round it was, because I was waiting for the burst right after they got hit by Fujin.
All right. Well, more than likely, so that in that particular sequence, it's really hard to kind of like just react and press your burst buttons like that. So I think
Right.
if anything, it's just something that like there was just not enough like just reaction. Truth be told,
Right.
and there was just not enough damage like to actually try to let that go.
Gotcha. Waffle with the counter hit trade. I'm gonna fall down, but still very much Waffle's position right now.
I have to charge up the Fusion. There's a far slash counter hit and the burst used. But now those are counter hits that's gonna probably take out TyDe here with the right combo.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
no,
my god!
Anji
Anji Guns is crazy right now! But unfortunately throws out a button and gonna get clipped with the beach ball.
Far Nagiha landing. And then there's the 2S. So we press the button. Throw. And then using close slash to continue the stagger. 6P. But no Rin right after or even the Nagiha to try to continue.
TyDe
going
just...
for resets. Ooh!
Yeah, I was about to say, TyDe just playing simple strike throw. Waffle not guessing right a single time that round as they have to eat a perfect. That being said, round start and this is looking so good for them right now.
It's funny, TyDe said, let's go to the school of strike throw, but Waffle said, let me go to the school of damage.
Strike throw, I pick strike, thank you very much. Looks like TyDe getting their own start back. And have to watch that burst gauge. I like the wild assault, but unfortunately air dashing right into that burst. TyDe very much keeping his eye on it. And have to work very hard and just falls into that bar slash.
Nicely done there by Waffles to stabilize that scramble and put themselves on the board.
Yeah, I definitely really liked actually using Wild Assault in that combo, you know, just increasing the time. Like I said, unfortunately, the scaling from Wild Assault did make it harder for that combo to kill, but the fact that Waffle was actively thinking about that to deny TyDe burst as long as possible was such a big deal. Again, using, you know, trying to maximize the amount of health you take after their starter.
Rotech here. There's the 2S getting countered now. And that's the thing about playing against a Mei for so many games. They start adapting really well. And they're like, okay, wait a minute. I'm just going to have to delay on some of my buttons here to catch you off guard.
Yep. Yeah, not opting to go for a burst bait right there, but TyDe with that 2P check. Gonna try and maximize damage, and there we go. TyDe looking for that confirmed win, trying to put himself 3-1 right now.
Oh, there it is. We have the throw, OTG plus pressure. This is not where you want to be right now if you're TyDe. Gold burst. No, must have been an input error.
Yeah, it's either an input error or TyDe was trying to be really cheeky, delaying his landing, but Waffle is saying, nah, I'm good like that. I'm gonna take my sweet time to make sure I get this kill.
Plus frames deleted. We're gonna keep pressing.
And it's big for Waffle. TyDe doesn't even have the option of Wild Assault or Deflect Shield. Gonna have to hold all this pressure and this damage as well. Uh-oh.
Okay. Jab and then back into Dolphins. Okay, Rin. No! That's crazy! We used that purple RC to slow down time, and we still got hit by the Rin.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate coming out for Waffle's side. So just trying to figure out if he can whiff punish. Waffle not even giving him the chance right now. Does find overhead with the Rin. Oh, this is scary now.
Ooh, first has been blocked.
It does break in time, but still, Anji has guts. That being said, Waffle just needs one clean touch, and the throw will do it. We are going into a proper game 5, 2 games apiece for both of these players right now.
It wasn't even a touch, it was just a hug.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, man, I want to make sure we're playing all 5 games. I want to make it a true Game 5 scenario right now.
All on the line. Nothing holding back.
Absolutely. And again, I'm really liking a lot of Waffle's adjustments, especially just, you know, one of the craziest things? They just started being a lot more belligerent with Elphelt. Like, that's all they really need to do. Because a lot of it is just, you know, Waffle was kind of giving TyDe a lot of time to just set up, you know, play a lot of, like, the Fujin shenanigans. But, you know, when Waffle just kind of ran at TyDe, round start with a couple of hitboxes, they were winning and holding advantage.
That's very true, and you know, where we've been seeing Waffle adapt, TyDe's been trying to do the same game plan over and over, and it's been struggles. Oh, we got Roman cancels. We got Dolphin cancels. We're just like, let's get SeaWorld on our side.
Absolutely. But no hard knockdown. Let's TyDe try to start offense immediately on the wall break transition. And again, it's a matter of can Waffle find the offensive start. That's the one way to put TyDe into the corner. Good fight back though.
Double Fujin, and that's gonna be TyDe's round. That's one of the better changes for Anji again. Double Fujin, and then you just continue on with the pressure. But what a counter hit, especially as it was delayed from the recovery of the 5K.
Yeah, 5H counter hit starter. Where did the health bar go? And TyDe opting for the early burst, not even thinking about saving for the final round is definitely a choice. But Waffle right now looking super good. Command grab starter as well, but not close enough to the wall for the 5H.
Those grabs have been read every single time by Waffle in this round. You are not going to be able to go for those grabs. You got to start trying to call out those back dashes, TyDe.
Well, you see Waffle trying to punish that 2S with the 5H again. But TyDe not letting himself be a victim right now. Oh, good patience off of the deflect shield. We get the whale. Yes, we do. We are going to the Pink Shamu show.
Shamu. And catches the backdash. This should be it here as Waffle will be taking it home 3-2 and gets.
It's the final set of the match. The stream has been going on for quite a minute. It's been explosive matches left, right, and center, and I'm pretty sure these players will not disappoint.
Alright, let's see what Avarice has in her sleeves here. Now, this is a matchup that for Anji, it can be in the favor of Venom depending on how the startups on those balls go for. But it looks like Block says this matchup is no problem for me today.
Yeah, I mean it's this set play. It's a set play archetype of am I able to stop the set play character from setting up shop? And obviously Block D very much showing that yeah, I'm not even gonna let Venom have a chance to breathe. As we are starting this set off with a perfect, dear God.
And no time has been wasted. That is going to be a burst on the side of Block, but the fish gets punished. And here we go. This is where it gets scary when you're playing Venom.
Yeah, oh, and I like that idea, just watching, you know, using that ball set to check what Block D is going to do after the Fujin, after a spin, and punishing accordingly as Avarice setting up shop. Get the Dark Angel on screen as well, so gonna watch that jump, punish it with the JP as Block D falls into it, and gives Avarice a round of her own.
You do not want to give Avarice this opportunity because look, set up into cue ball, another one, try to connect the rest of it on that combo. We do get a counter here for Block, who should be able to at least get a corner carry. Drops the round in the process, but we're not going to go for Fishy this time. Gold burst on the side of Avarice.
Yeah, so the Dark Angel as well gives him a chance to either react for a movement or just unfortunately doesn't pick up after the JH. So now setting up the high ball set, and they get another Dark Angel. This might punish. Oh no!
That was, I think, probably a Fujin that got canceled straight into parry. So very nicely done there from Block.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a very happy little accident. Unfortunately, Avarice getting corner pressure never mind. This is back to an even game. Block D with so much meter on their hands. There we go. Gonna get that secured kill with the RC at the end. Giving Block D the first game of our set.
The only feedback I have there for Block was that you had 2 bars. You could have kept the combo going and at least solidify without having to do so many resets in that last interaction. What I think Avarice needs to do here is she really needs to go ahead and maintain that, like, just baiting out spin. Sometimes just go straight for those grabs, right? Because again, you're seeing that Block is trying to go through and actually activate Mirare, and it's, you know, there's been a couple of times that it didn't work out, but this matchup it really relies on you having to hard read those spins.
Yeah, so Avarice taking her sweet time to get back into the station. I believe doesn't look like she has any pocket characters listed for her, so it looks like she's just kind of taking her sweet time, maybe just, you know, making sure that we get a little bit of a more stable connection or a stable stage. That being said, going back to the gameplay itself, what I was really shocked about is that, you know, like you were mentioning, Block D using Mirare to try and force his way into Avarice's face. I'm surprised that she's not using the high ball set a lot more to try and bait the spin itself, because I saw it a couple of times where she did high ball set and then send it down with an aerial and then just punish the fish accordingly. So I want to see that a lot more, you know, very much focused on using the ball set to try and bait something from Block, whether it be Mirare, whether it be trying to force himself hard with the Fujin, or even the K follow-up. So yeah, I want to see a lot more bait attempts coming out from her.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. So as we're waiting here for our Avarice to go ahead and let us know what's going on and let our bracket runners know, I agree with you right there. It's so funny. She readied up and then Block ready down.
That's crazy, but looks like everything is nice and ready to go. Again, let's just see, because like I think you don't see this a lot in modern games, but you know, whenever I play retro games, one of the great things that you can do to bait people is just with a normal, and I kind of want to see that coming out from Avarice. Like, if she was even just like 5p, that might be able to force a reaction from Block because he's looking for a move, rather than, you know, I am going to just do this and this to get in.
Here we see a little bit more aggression on the throw side for Block. There was that 2P Nagi hop from afar. Car canceled. Or sorry, said dash canceled. We're gonna not go for Mirare after the purple. And this has just been scrambling. Avarice trying to make sure she doesn't get hit in these situations. But now the corner belongs to Block.
Yeah, something talking about grabbing Mirare. You kind of saw Avarice just run up and match 2P instead of going for the throw. Reset scenario. Oh my god, I think you're getting clipped again. Yeah, parry is very active. So yeah, put that Dark Angel away. I am a lover of the Lord. I only see the Holy Angels and the Holy Spirit. Get this out of here from me.
And there's that 2P, like you mentioned earlier. She's trying to not do risky buttons that require a lot of recovery. Spins through, but Mirare gets punished, and this is exactly where she wants to be, but then the burst happens.
Yeah, no 60 on the jump in, but Block D isn't able to get much out of it. There we go, finding the big combo. Nice extension, doesn't quite fully confirm it, but still finds the wall break anyways.
Oof, he just blocks just in time, but then there was that counter hit in the air. No 2S to convert right out of it. Jumps the cue ball. Purple RC blue. And we actually caught Avarice trying to go for the grab. But she has a burst.
Yeah, keeping an eye on her burst gauge doesn't matter as she falls into the JK.